Hi everyone, my name is Becky. Welcome to my channel Notes from the Sewing Room. My channel is all about my sewing and dressmaking journey. So if that's something that interests you, please do hit the subscribe button and check out some of my other videos. Now today's video is all about something that I have been excited about making, and it's a project that I've actually reviewed for My Handmade Wardrobe Patterns. So I was gifted the pattern and I was gifted the fabric. So I shall be telling you all about my brand new Pin Tuck Cami in this video. I love the opportunity to review something that's brand new that other people perhaps haven't had a chance to make yet. Basically so that I can get my teeth into something new, something exciting, and also perhaps I can give you a few tips or feedback along the way of how I found actually making up the project. So before I get into that, I just thought I'd say I hope you're having a lovely week, whatever you're doing and wherever you are at the moment. The weather seems to have gone a bit rubbish here in the UK. It's gone a little bit rainy outside, but you know, what can you do? My Labrador Bentley is just in the background. I don't know if you can see him as well. He's just in this chair there, just having a bit of a doze. So he may have a little move around later. I know some of you do like to see him as well. So it was International Dogs Day recently as well. So I did actually enjoy having a look through Instagram at all the different pictures of people's dogs and things. So I'm quite a big dog lover, as you probably know if you've watched any of my other videos, or perhaps you follow me on Instagram. But anyway, I'm going off the subject here. So yeah, so today's video is all about a new top that I've made. So this top is something that I was excited to have a go at as soon as Freya and Sarah from Crafty Sew and So got in touch with me. And the fabric was gifted to me by Crafty Sew and So, and they have their own pattern brand called My Handmade Wardrobe, and there's a range of different patterns in that collection. So if you're unfamiliar with them, then do go and check them out. There's a lovely jersey dress, there's a party dress, I think they've got pyjama bottoms, there's lots of different things. So do go and have a look. I think they do them in PDF and also in some of them in paper format as well. So I know I've got a few of them in the paper format. So but this brand new pattern is going to be out on the 2nd of September. So depending on when I've edited and uploaded this video, that may be before or after the date that it's actually out. But yeah, it was a lovely project to work on, quite straightforward. And but it's got a few like extra details as well that I really like. So let me tell you about the fabric first of all. So if I just hold the top up a little bit to the screen, you'll be able to see. So I think the fabric is called Songbird, and it's a lovely cotton lawn fabric. As you can see, it's in this kind of turquoise green colour, and it's got a few different colours also in the design here. So we've got some bright flowers in there, so there's some oranges, there's little songbirds on it, some little branches. But yeah, it's a lovely pattern, and as I said, it's called the Pin Tuck Cami pattern. So it's a camisole that you can just wear perhaps on its own, under a cardigan, however you choose really. I think this pattern has been released to go along with the pyjama shorts or pyjama bottoms that they've got, but also it depends on how you choose to wear it. So I'm choosing to wear the top as like more of a going out top, or a top that I can wear every day, rather than something that I'm actually going to wear to bed. But I think it just depends on what kind of fabric you chose to make it in as to what the top would potentially be suitable for. So for me, I chose this cotton lawn fabric. I would say that cotton lawn is a good fabric to use for this particular top because it's got pin tucks in the centre section, which I'll tell you about in a second. I think you need something that's got a little bit of stability to make it a little bit easier to sew. Although having said that, I think also a viscose or a rayon would also be beautiful because it would have that little bit of extra drape and fluidity. So it just depends on, you know, what you're kind of going for really, what look that you want. So it's not got lots of pattern pieces. Let's talk about how many pattern pieces it's got first of all. It's got a front section, a back section, a couple of straps, and it's got the quite a long facing on the inside, so potentially If you didn't want to wear it with, say, a bra underneath or something like that, then you have got the option, probably because the facing is a fairly decent length. I decided to add a little one of my Made by Becky labels into the back section. You know, that's entirely up to you if you do that or not. It is quite obvious on this pattern which is the front and which is the back, because it has got pin tucks down the front. In terms of the sizing of this pattern, it goes from extra small through to an extra large. So I decided to make the size small, and I graded out to a medium around the hip area. Mainly because I've got a baby bump at the moment. So as I'm filming this video, I'm 36 weeks pregnant, so I wanted to be able to wear this top for the last bit of my pregnancy, but also afterwards as well. So I'm planning on wearing this and kind of tucking it into a high-waisted skirt, or maybe wearing it with jeans when I'm back in my normal jeans. But yeah, we'll wait and see. But I just love the colours in this fabric and how it pops, and I just like the general shape of the top as well. So it's got a bit of an A-line type shape to it. If I just hold that up so you can see, I mean, I'm quite a tall lady. I'm 5'10", but you can see it's still got a fairly nice length to it, which is nice. But obviously you could amend the length and change it up however you wanted to. If you wanted it to be a little bit shorter, then you could do that, or if you wanted to add a little bit of length to it, then that would also be okay. Now, this was the first time that I'd actually had a go at doing pin tucks. It's not something that I've ever fancied doing before, but this gave me a chance to push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit and try a new skill that I'd not done before. So things that I would say about the pin tucks. Now, the pattern does actually guide you through exactly what to do, and I would say it's a really good pattern. It does hold your hand through each of the different steps, which is fantastic, and in my opinion, that's what the other My Handmade Wardrobe patterns do as well. So that's really good. However, if you are struggling, there are numerous different videos and blogs and things that I found when I was having a look around on Google. So there are plenty of tutorials out there that you can have a go with, but I would say my top tips for sewing in these pin tucks: make sure that, this probably sounds silly, but make sure your fabric is properly ironed before you get stuck into the pin tucks, because I think if there's any creases and ridges in there, then potentially the pin tucks are just not going to sit properly, or potentially you're going to have, you know, bits that are a little bit lumpy bumpy in there. So definitely make sure that your fabric is ironed nicely before you start. Then with the centre front section, I basically ironed a crease down the centre front so that it was easy for me to see which pin tucks needed to go at each side of the fold. So that was something that I ironed out at a later stage, but it basically meant that there was 4 pin tucks on each side of the fold. So that made it just really easy and straightforward for me to see where those pin tucks actually needed to go. And then I would say that the final tip really is that you just need to mark exactly where the pin tucks end for each individual tuck, because some of the pin tucks are longer than other ones, and it basically in the end creates a lovely design where some of them are longer and some of them are shorter. So I would say press all the pin tucks in place before you decide to stitch them, and unless you know, you wanted to make a statement with the stitching that you're doing, then try and use a cotton or, you know, whatever you're using to stitch up your project that, you know, is pretty much a similar colour to the fabric that you're using. I was actually quite lucky. I dug through the cottons that I'd got in my stash, and I managed to find one that was pretty much an exact match to the fabric that I've got here. So that worked really, really well. Yeah, so I think you basically just need to have your ironing board on hand for this project to make sure that the pin tucks work well. But you know, I'm really pleased with how it came together. I was a little bit worried. I thought, oh gosh, I've not done pin tucks before, how it's going to go. But actually, they were really straightforward, and it's created a lovely different kind of top. I made an Ogden cami recently, which I absolutely love and I've been wearing quite a lot, but this is different to the Ogden cami because it has got this extra detailing section around the front. It's also a completely different fit really to the Ogden because it's got a wider shape on the bottom of it. and I would say that the straps are also slightly wider as well. So you know, if you want to wear a bra under it, then you can do. Obviously you could wear a strapless bra if you wanted to do that also. But yeah, I really like it. And you could obviously extend the straps if you wanted to. I think if you were to do a little hack of this pattern, potentially you could make the straps a little bit longer and maybe add in a tie or something on the top of the sleeve. Or should I say the shoulder rather than the sleeve. So I think that would be really, really nice. But I'm really pleased with this pattern overall. As I said, I was gifted the pattern and I was gifted the fabric in exchange for a review in my own words. I'm always really honest when I do reviews, and you know, I will say if I don't like different features or whatnot, but I really do love this pattern. It came together in an afternoon pretty much, and I basically cut it out one evening, stuck together all the PDF pattern pieces, and then sewed it up in another afternoon. So yeah, it's a really nice speedy project to do. I'm sure I'll make more of them. It's perfect for summer, but also I think if you were to make it perhaps in a sparkly fabric or something like that, it might be something really nice to wear later in the year for maybe a Christmas party or a New Year's get together or something like that. So, but it's yeah, it's a really, really nice pattern. So thanks to Sarah and Freya at Crafty So and So for asking me to review this project. I really enjoyed it, and the fabric is absolutely gorgeous. I think you could use this fabric for so many different things. I think it'd be really nice as a dressing gown, you know, that was quite a smart sort of posh dressing gown, or potentially you could use it for, you know, different shirt projects or maybe a shirt dress or something like that. But yeah, it's really, really nice. I would say in terms of how much fabric you need for this project, you do need more than a metre. I would say if you bought 1.5 meters of fabric, depending on the width of your fabric, then you would be absolutely fine. It's because you've got the facing in there as well. It just takes slightly more fabric than perhaps a little cami top would. But yeah, I really enjoyed making it, and I would recommend you giving it a go when the pattern is actually out. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you would like to check out any of my other videos, I've got lots of different dressmaking and craft videos on my channel, so I'd love it if you could go back and check those out. And if you could subscribe to my channel and give me a like also, that would be fantastic. I also love hearing from you about what you've been making, what you're working on at the moment, and if you've got any ideas potentially of what I could make in the future. So do leave me a comment below. It's always really nice to get any feedback and you know, find out what you're up to at the moment as well. So I really enjoy that. So, but anyway, until next time, I shall leave it there, and hopefully I'll be back on the channel very soon. Okay, see you soon. Bye.